What's up, you guys? It's Levi here. Holy smokers, look at them jokers. Malware took down an entire organization's network by overheating the computers on its network. That is so hot. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And as I'm going through the situation of what happened to this organization, I'm going to be teaching you guys points that you can learn to help protect yourselves and your organizations from this situation happening to you guys. So I hope you guys learn a lot from this content. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'd love to hear those from you. And I'll make sure to post all of the sources that I have down in the description below if you guys want to check that out and learn more about the situation. All right, so this malware happened to an organization with code name Fabrikam back in February of 2020. Unfortunately, the organization's name is confidential, so that's all we have to go by. Personally, I think this name is pretty lame for this situation. It should be called Fabrikam, right? Because after all, this organization's computers were overheating. Fabrikam sounds so much cooler. Smash that like button if you agree with me. But Fabrikam is what we have to go with. And yeah, it sounds pretty fabricated. Alright, so this whole thing started out with, guess what? An employee falling for a phishing email. You know, taking an action on an illegitimate email that can do things such as capturing data from your computer or installing malware on your system that can do whatever the F it wants to the system, and it can cause problems for the person that falls for this and their organization. And that's what happened in this situation. In this specific situation, the user opened up an attachment that allowed the hackers, or what I like to call the pirates, to be able to steal their email password and hack into their email account, right? Which brings me to my first point is phishing is one of the top ways that organizations can be hit with cyber attacks, and it's critical that you guys are going out there and educating yourselves on what types of phishing emails are out there. My channel has a perfect way for you guys to do this. I come out with a monthly video talking about the top 3 phishing scams of that month. I'll post a card up above and a link down below in the description if you want to check those out. But by watching those each and every single month, you'll get the equivalent of a vaccination, because you'll see enough of those and you'll learn how to protect yourselves from those. You'll stop falling for those, hopefully. And then as an organization, organizations should be training their employees monthly and sending out phishing simulations to their employees so that their employees can learn from that as well and be able to protect themselves from these phishing situations that ultimately cause a lot of problems for organizations like you're going to see in this incident. Alright, so 4 days later, the pirate goes and uses that password and username that they got for the employee's email account and logs into their account and starts sending out more emails to all of their contacts, their external contacts, and all of the internal employees of the organization. And guess what? Those employees fell for this malware as well, and they got the malware on their machines as well. And what a better way to trick people into opening an email attachment by having it come from somebody within the organization or somebody that they trust. And that brings up my second point to learn from this situation is this is why it is essential. I do not care where an email is coming from. You gotta use your head and think before you click. An email could be phishing from somebody that you know because their email account got compromised in this situation, or their email address can be cloned or copied by a pirate, and essentially it looks like it's coming from that person when it actually isn't. So make sure you're thinking before you're clicking on every single email. And then the third point from this is make sure that you have two-factor authentication turned on any account that you can use two-factor authentication, you know, where you have a second factor in order to be able to get in your account after you enter your password, such as you getting a text with a number on your phone, and then you have to enter that number in before you can sign into your account, or having an application on your phone that generates numbers that you have to enter that number in before you sign into your account. That's what two-factor authentication is. You should have that turned on every account that supports it. It's in my top 5 2020 cybersecurity resolutions. If you guys haven't seen that already, check that out in the card up above and link down below in the description. All right, so then the next day, day 5, the virus starts propagating throughout the network and starts affecting all the devices on the network as more people in the organizations fall for these phishing emails that are being sent out. And then by day 8, this malware had propagated throughout the whole network, and 100%, and I mean 100% of the network was impacted by this malware. Insane, right? This virus infected all of the organization's systems, including their 185 camera network. The finance department couldn't access any of their external banking transactions, and partner organizations couldn't access this organization's databases. So some pretty crazy stuff. It was pure chaos. We'll put it that way. An absolute nightmare for those involved in IT and for those involved in the management of that organization. Because this incident had taken place over a weekend, unfortunately, no one noticed that some of these first round of machines were overheating because the CPUs were being revved up so much by the virus, and they were getting real hot. All right, so Fabrikam reported damages of over $1 million. Which they're lucky, because according to a 2017 survey by Kaspersky Labs, the average cost for this type of incident is $2 million. All right, so the organization's IT and administration were just so overwhelmed by this situation. They had to hire an outside firm to help with this situation. So they had Microsoft's detection and response team come in, also known as DART, to be able to throw a dart at the situation and make it go away. All right, so DART helped the organization go through each of their computers as they were cleaning them up and isolate them from each other so that those computers wouldn't reinfect each other as they're cleaning them off. DART was able to eradicate this malware off of the network. Props to DART, you saved the day. It only costed a little over $1 million to save the day. So here's an overview of how the attack played out. You can see day 1, the employee fell for the phishing email. That was the start of this attack. Day 4, the hacker broke into the employee's email account and started sending out phishing emails to other employees in the organization and contacts that person had. And then by day 5, the attacker started, or the pirate, I gotta correct myself, pirate started sending out malware throughout the organization. And then by day 8, 100% of the organization's devices were impacted on the network. All right, so yeah, this incident was super bad. It took 5 days after the employee had opened up the initial email to actually start infecting the whole entire network. And then it took 8 days before the entire network was completely compromised or completely affected. Some things to learn here, like I talked about before. Make sure that you guys are getting phishing training either on your own through my channel every single month with those phishing videos that I come out with every month. If you're in an organization and you have power, or if you're in an organization, your organization should be sending you out phishing and security training information each and every single month. For people in organizations that are making decisions about IT in their organization, make sure you guys are tracking what is going on in your network. This organization did not have any tracking of what was going on in their network, and the attackers were in their network for quite a significant amount of time before they started deploying this malware out. So it's essential that you're able to track that. And then make sure that you're keeping your devices and software up to date. It makes it so much harder to be able to take advantage of vulnerabilities on networks. And then another key piece is make sure that you're isolating your networks from each other. So if a computer gets hit, it can't infect the whole network. The pirates have to be able to split the attack up between different networks or break extra controls to get into those networks. And it didn't seem like there was any network isolation in this situation, which made it much easier for the attackers to deploy throughout this network. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Make sure that you're leaving a comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought of this video, or if you guys have any questions. As always, make sure you're smashing that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already for the YouTube algorithm, so more people can see this content and get some entertainment in it, and also learn some cybersecurity concepts to help protect themselves and hopefully not have to deal with the terrible cybersecurity things that are out there in this world. I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.